everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps and the Dear Diary collection. This will be available the first Saturday in February at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. This entire collection is basically a little ode to Valentine's Day. It's very girly. We have a little bit of a coquette overtone, but it's also a little bit more food themed. This particular soap being the exception of Lavender Sage. I felt like Lavender Sage was a really good thing to add into this collection because we have lavender, obviously a fan favorite and something that I just automatically equate with like Valentine's Day. I think like getting ready for a date and you like take a bubble bath beforehand, it smells like lavender, you know what I mean? And then the herbaceous quality of sage just seemed like a no-brainer to me. It also let me add in a more herby smell to this collection. We have a lot of gourmand and sweet fragrances this month, and we just wanted to break up the monotony of that for someone who perhaps didn't want something quite as fruity and sweet smelling. There is a paranormal color morph in this video, so if you like a shocking surprise, keep watching. Well, after 2 years, it finally broke. I would have preferred it not break while I was stick blending, but that ought to let you know just how far a $25 stick blender will get you. Okay, we're gonna start by adding some titanium dioxide to our base. It's gonna be this lovely white. Then I'm going to add some purple. This is grape knee high. We're going to do a tiny bit of titanium dioxide with that to make it a lovely pastel. And actually, I have just now decided I really only want 2 accents. I thought I might do a lighter green and a darker green, but I don't think this soap needs it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this right back into my base container. I reserve the right to change my mind tomorrow if it doesn't work out the way I want. All right, let's go ahead and blend these up and then I'll add the fragrance. All right, those colors look perfect. I may decide that I want the purple to be a little lighter in future batches, but I'll have to see how this sits over time. If the fragrance oil ends up lightening everything, then I'll keep it exactly how it is. All right, let's start by hand blending since it's been a while since I used this fragrance. It is called Lavender Sage from Nature's Garden. It is a very herbaceous lavender green blend. For those of you that like a more herbal and fresh smelling soap, this is a beautiful fragrance, highly recommend. And as you can see, is performing exceptionally well in my batch. Now, I want to talk a little bit about soap making this year because I have a lot of different things I want to do. First of all, I'd like to simplify my designs overall. I feel like using 2 to 3 colors in my batches is sometimes just as effective as using more, like 5 or 6 different colors. And my customers have given me a lot of really good feedback that has sort of influenced this decision. Maximum amount of happiness for my customers basically taps out after 2 to 4 colors. And then they've essentially told me that it gets harder and harder for them to use the bar because it's harder to view it as soap and it's easier to view it as art, and then that's not a very functional product. So that is what I'm gonna try to do this year, is make things a little simpler, make them look a little more like soap and a little less like food. And I really love my classic Royalty Soaps bubble recipe. You guys know I've been using this for years and years and years. It's the same recipe in all the description boxes. And I branched out from that recipe for my Simplicity line. If you don't know, I have an all natural soap line. It is fragranced only with essential oils. It smells so great. They are packaged up in beautiful boxes. And I did change the oil blend to be both palm free and sweet almond oil free. So that has a different recipe than every single bar that gets uploaded for new monthly soap releases. Okay, just popping in here real quick to talk to you guys about Skillshare. Most of you know I love Skillshare. It's like a massive creativity hub online with tons of courses. We're talking everything from photography and graphic skills to design and marketing and music and cooking. And the best part is that Skillshare is all about learning while doing. After each class, you get to create your own project and share it with the Skillshare community. And it's super flexible so that you can learn at your own pace. And I also just want to shine a little spotlight on Skillshare's learning paths. With these learning paths, you know exactly where to start. No more endless searching. Skillshare has curated top-notch content in whatever category you're into, giving you a clear direction to hit your goals. You get this awesome roadmap from beginner to advanced, keeping you on track and motivated. And it's a great way to discover new teachers in your field. One of the learning paths that I love is this one, Kickstart Your Creativity. This is a series of classes that help you first engage your creative thinking and then form a productive workspace for said creativity. It starts off with a class that gives you 6 different methods for fleshing out your creativity. Then there's a short but highly motivating class for another 5 exercises, followed by excellent classes from productivity masters Thomas Frank and Ali Abdaal. When it comes to creativity and productivity, there is something for absolutely everybody in this learning path. You guys know that I really have to utilize both of these things to make any sort of small business work, especially one that is highly focused on design. So if you'd like to start that learning path or any of the others on Skillshare, you can use the link down in the description box below or on screen now. And the first 500 people to use said link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Once again, the first 500 people to use the link down in the description box below get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. It is amazing sponsors like Skillshare that help keep all of the content here at Royalty Soaps 100% free for your enjoyment. And let's get back to our soap making project. And I want to work more with milks this year. Like I said in my testing weird ingredients video, I think milks are one of the only ingredients you can add where you can actually feel the difference in the finished bar. I think it creates just a really, really luxurious and creamy lather. So I want to add some more coconut milk if I can. I'm going to drop swirl this design. It's been a really long time since I've done a decent drop swirl, and this fragrance is behaving so beautifully. I also just want to experiment more with new ingredients just for fun, not necessarily to add to a product line, but just as an artist experimenting with more stuff. I also might do some more soap content outside of my studio. I've had a few opportunities present themselves for this year, so it's possible that I might actually leave my house and do soap making with maybe somebody else. I recently got the pleasure of reading the Muddy Mint soap making book. I will share a picture of the cover right now. So I have gotten to read that book start to finish. And let me just tell you, if you are a soap maker, if you're a soap enthusiast, if you've been making for 20 years or you've been making for 6 months, this is a book I think all soap makers should have in their arsenal. Like I said, I've read the whole thing. The approach that Simi takes to crafting with essential oils is incredible. I think that it is just beyond helpful information, and you can pre-order that book at the links below. Simi has been a long-time internet soap friend of mine. I have tried her bars and they are absolutely stunning. She's an amazing resource for the soap community, so I just knew I had to shout her out in this video so that you guys can get your paws on some really good soap content that is not in a digital form. Feels like everybody is selling like a class or something nowadays, which of course is really convenient, but in my opinion, nothing replaces a good old-fashioned hardback book, right? Like there's something so magical about getting to hold that in your hand. So I kind of hoard soap making hardbacks because they're so pretty and it's so inspiring. Time to scrapey my big container, get all that soapy goodness out of there. here. So yeah, I want to do more in Soapland this year. I want to create more helpful content and write some new soap recipes. Maybe use some exotic butters and oils and teach you guys how to add that into your own personal soap recipes. Gorgeous. That looks great. All right, I'm gonna make a stripe of this green down the middle of that batch. I think I'm going to do a really pretty texture on top of some of the other bars that I have this month. So for this soap, let's do a swirl. Gorgeous. Okay, let me bring you guys in just a little closer. We're gonna take this chopstick and I'm gonna do some really big swirls just like this. Oh, that is so pretty. Just the right amount of swirl, and I will go around the edges. You always have to remember when you're swirling that you are trying to make a finished look, right? For individual bars that are only an inch thick, right? So it's really important not to over swirl your designs. Otherwise, you end up with sort of a mottled mess on top of those bars, and you just have generally overdone it. So occasionally I'll go in between the middle of the bars. You can see my markers here, but other than that, I'm gonna leave it be. Now for our lavender buds. You guys know I like to overdo the lavender buds because a lot of them will end up falling off, and it's better to have too many than not enough, because nothing looks stranger than like a soap bar that has like one piece. It's like, where did all the rest of them go? I thought I was just gonna put it down the middle, but actually I'm thinking this would look better with them all scattered about. I do kind of throw mine down when I can, when I remember to rather, not when I can. It'll make them stick a little bit better. And then when it's time to cut them, I'll cut them on the sides so that we don't get any drag marks. No bar left behind. Awesome. Gonna go ahead and spritz the top with rubbing alcohol, just a little bit, and then I'm gonna let it evaporate because I don't want those lavender buds to turn brown. And that's it. Lavender sage is looking really pretty. What is going on here? Look at this weirdo paranormal color morph. What is this purple? And the thing is, it's inverse from the other slices. Okay, so purple on the inside, white line on the outside. Okay, check this out. Here's the same piece, right? Purple on the inside, white line on the outside. Turn it around. Purple on the outside, white on the inside. Please, someone scientifically explain this to me. It smells amazing though, like no lie. It looks perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. The colors are right. The purple is just as dark as I wanted it to be. Like the green looks scrumptious. It's like a true springy green, but what is with the discoloration? I do have a good amount of lavender buds all across the top, so pleased with this. I mean, the pouring was so easy. It performed so well. I don't know what's going on here, but here's to hoping it goes away with time. Even if it doesn't, I guess if you don't tell anyone and I don't tell anyone, they could think that was like a purposeful thing. The fragrance oil is still incredible, like not a single complaint about that. I'm gonna leave the recipe exactly the same. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm obsessed with the way this looks, and I will say it has been sitting for a couple days since I filmed the intro and outro. It still has that weird purple ring around it. I don't know what's going on. There are more paranormal color morphing surprises coming your way. This is one of the months where everything goes normal until I go look at it the next day and I'm like, what is going on? Have an absolutely amazing day over here in Texas. It is getting absolutely freezing outside. We even had some snow flurries as I was walking over to the studio this morning. So bundle up with someone cozy, read yourself a favorite book, have a little snacky snack, just do something fun for yourself today. And I'll see you guys next week. So until then, bye for now.